Everyone, thank you again for coming to watch another video presented by myself, Bruce Muffson, LCSW, from SUNRIDGE of Nevada. We actually got a lot of play on this song, and we're starting to get more and more of our viewers and our commenters saying, "Can you pick various songs?" And we have a long list. But this one, "Heavenly Father" by Isaiah Rashad, kept on coming up over and over and over again. So hey, when you ask for it, we deliver, not a problem. What I want to do, though, a little bit unusual for myself, is I'm not going to go into a lot of heavy background at first. I want to go right into the song because it resonated with myself on multiple levels. And then I want to talk about his background in a few paragraphs and kind of tie everything together about how I felt watching the video multiple times. People say to me, like, "Bruce, how do you come across with the scheme and the schematic of what you're going to talk about?" And for me, it's repetitive viewings of the video to really get into the mood and the psyche. And then all of a sudden, like, boom, it hits me how I'm going to go play it. So without any further ado, here we go. Okay, he wrote a song called "Heavenly Father" on Sylvia Demo. That was like his long-lasting EP. The video is very interesting to me for a number of reasons. One, it's my home city, New York City, my hometown. I haven't been there in a long time, so I didn't recognize some of the landmarks, but boy, I said, that looks familiar. So he's walking around NYC. He's walking around at night, and he's walking around during the day, and the whole focus to me was very stark. He's very alone. A city of 8 million people, and he's literally by himself because there's no one else that you see in the entire video. He goes like this. It starts off with, "Now everybody telling me a lie, Lordy, give me something for my soul. See, I don't want to think of suicide." There's no pretense. He goes right into it. "I am thinking of suicide. All my fame, all my acclaim, and I'm alone, and I'm walking at night, and I'm walking during the day, and I feel like a city of 8 million, there was a zombie attack, and I'm by myself. There's no one there but me." He goes like this. He's talking about his relationships, women and the money. And he's like, "Please don't take the lucky off my door. I'm tired of the girls and spending all my money. And if I give my story to the world," meaning, if I open myself up the way I have, has it been worth it? Am I interesting? Have I left behind a body that's worth talking about, like a body of light? That's what I'm referring to. "And if I give my story to the world, I wonder if they'd book me for a show." It reminded me of the movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe when he plays the character Maximus and he's in the arena and he kills like 6 guys in a small area before he goes back to Rome. And after he kills everybody like methodically, one by one, he goes like this. "Do I not amuse you? Are you not amused by what you have seen?" And it's almost like Isaiah is saying the exact thing by saying, all my life, all my trials, all my tribulations, is it worthy? Would you book me for a show? Am I interesting? And he goes like this. "See, you can't handle pressure on your own, so why you carry boulders by yourself?" He's carrying the weight of the world. He's not relaxed. He's not calm. He's not at peace. He's literally, Sisyphus carrying that boulder up the cliff every day, and then to roll back and then go pick it up. He's carrying the weight on the world, on his shoulders. They stole the story, they tell it wrong, and glorify the horror and the rough. Okay? Meaning, welcome to celebrityism. They take you and they pick you apart and they spit you out. My life is TMZ and Twitter, and the goal is to trash and humiliate me and make me look ridiculous. They stole my story, they tell it wrong, and they glorify the horror and the rough. Yeah, they only pick up the pieces that make me look stupid, that make me look dumb, like the night in Denver or the time in Philadelphia, humiliate me. In the end, I give myself up to the media and social media, and what do I get? You don't even know who I am, but you've assumed everything about me, and you've assumed wrong. And that's what happens when you open yourself up with no body armor, mental health body armor to protect you. I understand that now. And mama called me, tell me coming home, and I just need some guidance in my steps. Okay, not father, mama. and I just need some guidance in my steps. How do I act like a man? How? It's so interesting because when I was looking at his personal life, his father left him. When he was quite young, I believe he was 3 years old, his father left the house. His mother was a hairdresser, and his father walked away when he was 3. He was raised primarily by his mom, who was a hairdresser. He was born in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Then one day when Rashad was 3, his father left. And I was hearing it from someone else was telling me that he's made comments. My mother was my best friend. Speaks nothing of the father. And Mama can tell me coming home. I just need some guidance in my steps. I know I'm not the only one alone. I know I'm not the only one who felt. What he's saying is there must be others like me out there. I hope there are, because I don't want to be the only one that's feeling this massive hole in my stomach, this massive ache in my heart. Now, if you notice in the song that he's doing, he does it like in staccato. It's smooth. It flows very nicely. The whole song flows beautifully, but it's generally 2 and 3 to 4 line hooks of like he spits something out next. He spits something out next. He does this this is not just random, like a lot of people think these things happen randomly. This is well thought out. 2 lines next, 4 lines next. It carries over. He's putting a foundation for you to understand the song better on who he is. Because the hook is, I'm not the only one who felt. You get 4 times. Heavenly Father, why are you so far away? It's a female voice. And they're kind of 2 of them going back and forth. It says it 4 times. Again, slides right into it. I need a higher power. What is he walking in? He's got a technical difficulty. Hang on. Sorry. What happened is he goes like this. If you notice, he needs a higher power. He's talking about God, relationship with God. And what is he saying? Notice what he's walking in. He's walking in snow. It's white, it's pure, it's clean. It's to get you into a better frame of mind. There's nothing dirty about it. It's flowing. He's walking, and that snow is falling, and it's covering up the ugly and the filthy and the dirty, but you're getting that whiteness. That's what he's looking for. God is always referred to as white, as pure, as the driven snow. That's what you get a lot of times from the example of using snow as a metaphor. Then he goes like this. I'm praying that I make it to 25. They'll be calling doctors for my health. I'm so out of control with my drug usage and my drinking, I'm not even hit the age of 25. 25 is ancient for me. It's crazy. And you think about it, right now, he was born in 90. He is only 27 years old. He was born in 91. So he's actually thinking that 25 is a ripe old age for someone like myself. I know it's kind of hard to say the drugs because I've been having problems with myself. Yeah. Is it the drugs? Is it me? Is it me? Is it the drugs? And when you're in substance abuse land and you're not being focused, you don't know where you're coming from. Everything becomes blurry and confusing and shifting. I know it's kind of hard to say the drugs because I've been having questions, having problems with myself. And then next 2 lines, I've been asking questions, where's the Lord? And they don't give me answers just to check. Okay, because I'm looking for substance, not a substance of negativity. I'm looking for something substantial. Can someone reach out to me, be there for me, show me something? Let me get my arm in there. Which one? Here it is. Can I get my arm in here? Can I reach out? Can I pull you in? Is there something substantial? I ask a problem. They don't give me answers as to check. Here's money. Placate. Avoid the real issues. Here's money. Here's drugs. Here's alcohol, here's women, here's everything but what you really need to get through life. And they don't know my answers as a child because I was busy cutting on myself. What he's saying, I had to cry for help. No one ever spoke to me, ask who I am, even say, why are you cutting yourself? So many times I've done interviews where I read the report, possible cutting, possible self-abuse, and I say to the person, can you pull up your arms for me, please? Arms, forget about your arms. all-star cutters use the legs, they use the inside of their thighs, they use the inside of their fingers, they use the inside of their toes. Oh, they're cunning. I've had girls cut underneath their breasts so nothing was even noticeable. So cutting, and boys, they're creative in their own way also. So they know where all the veins are, where all the arteries are, because I was busy cutting on myself. That's become the norm today when you talk to teenagers. When I was a kid, cutting, like, what are you cutting? What are you talking about? That's so bizarre. It's so strange. Cutting, you must be crazy. Now it's a norm that it's almost like, oh, you don't cut, you don't cut, you don't cut, I cut. Where do you cut? It's like a cutting party. It's a cutting fraternity. That's how pervasive it's become for young people as a way to deal with their pain and get it out of their system, so to speak. Interestingly enough, though, I heard a girl describe it. She said, the problem with cutting, though, is that you got to keep on cutting more and more and go deeper and deeper because the initial cuts don't do it. You got to go bold. You got to go big because it's never. You got to start more and more and more, which eventually, God forbid, leave you dead. And hanging from the playground wasn't wrong until you got a rope up on your neck. Again, he's mentioning suicide. He goes to the playground, not to go on the monkey bars, not to go on the swings, not to play basketball, not to have fun. He's talking about hanging himself with his belt, with a rope. Hang yourself. This is how unhappy he is. And I've been losing more than my mind, gathering what's left of my self-respect. This is why I'm walking in the snow alone. I don't even like who I am. I have no self-respect. Gathering what's left of my self-respect. Yeah, until you got a rope up on your neck, and I've been losing more than just my mind, gathering what's left of self-respect. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. And Daddy, very powerful next 4 lines. And Daddy, why you call me while you drunk? And why you never love me when I need it? And I don't want to be like you no more. And I've been trying cope. I've been trying to cope. I'm getting weak. Yeah, you know what, Daddy? You're hot and cold. You're not a consistent father, and I need consistency in leadership. I need a real father in my life. I need a real man because I don't know how to act. And look what's happening to your son. And this is very powerful because he talks about this disconnect with his biological father in other songs that he's released. And the legacy his father gave him. Nothing positive, only negative. And on Sylvia Demo, he talks in other songs where he brings up what my father gave me, the legacy, what I got out of it. Not much. And made me unhappy, made me doubt myself, made me confused about who I am. Then you go back to the hook, okay? And I've been trying to cope, I'm getting weak, and it goes back to Heavenly Father. And then he goes into verse 3. I smoke too much, the problems of a 20-something. I drink too often. There's liquor pouring from the faucet. What's he telling us? He's coping in a self-destructive manner. He's learning the hard way. You know, it's interesting because, again, my producer/agent brought up that one of my last videos when doing J. Cole, I brought up an issue with one of my kids talking about something that he was telling me he was going to do, and it made no sense. And I said, that really that's stupid, that's dumb, it's not going to happen. You're not trying. And he's like, boy, you're really kind of cold for a father. And I said, hey, thank you for that compliment, because it ain't going to come from me, it's going to come from the streets. All right? When you don't have a role model to say to you, son, what are you doing with the drugs and the drinking? It's self-destructive. You think this is normal because your peers are telling you, yeah, get high, get loaded. This is a norm. This is the way you cope when you can't cope. Not healthy. You'd assume by following the tunes, and I'm doomed to die young, addicted to dry plum, which I was informed, I was able to find out, is another term for weed. And what's that going on? And then I'm going to skip the next line. These blanks ain't blank, and blank is my vice. I love smoking weed. I hate advice. Yeah, I love smoking weed so I can disconnect. I don't have to deal with reality. That's what smoking weed does for me. And I hate advice because that might force me to look at myself in the mirror and become sober. Of course I don't want advice. And first of all, who am I getting advice from? dum-dums that don't know any more than I do, so their advice is terrible. There's no father, there's no real male role model to give me what I need to be strong. So this is normal. Smoke more weed, drink more alcohol, and advice is just dumb. It's just stupid advice. And he goes, I know some blank guys that talk good. The wise are from a long line of blank maid and bridesmen. Now, you never had nothing but effing dreams. You just caught up in the hype, the fashion, so it seems the limelight. What he's saying is this. It's all hype. Fashion and limelight. False and fake. It's not real. After a while, how many clubs can you go to? How many pairs of shoes can you own? How many pairs of kicks can you have? Well, you can't really, I guess. But, like, it's just to a point of what am I doing? I got these checks. I don't know how to cash them. I had to invest my money, be smart. Am I losing money? Is my agent screwing me? Am I producer, my manager? I'm like a babe. I'm like lost in the woods. I have no one to give me any advice. And that's what I'm really realizing. It's false and fake, false and fake. Never had nothing but blank dreams, got caught up in the hype, the fashion, so it seems the limelight. And the limelight burns. It burns bright till it burns you. It burns you to give you nothing out of it. You don't gain by that situation. He goes, I know that I rhyme tight. No need for your 2 cents in burning your blueprints. Do people think I really give a blank about the blank that they give a blank about? But just need a moment of silence. Just close your blank mouth. Infatuated with violence, gun in my effing mouth. Oh, another time he brings up suicide. This is the third time in the song he brought up suicide. Let's see. See, I don't want to think of suicide, okay? And then at the end, he goes, and hanging from the playground wasn't wrong until you get a rope up on your neck. Okay, talking about self-harm, okay? And now again, infatuated with violence, gun in my mouth. Vivid. Every time he's talking, he's not placating. He's not like, we have different levels of suicide prevention. A lot of times you go like, okay, what level? Is there a plan? Is there a thought with no plan? Is there a plan, but he can't carry it out? He's pretty clear in this song. He's very clear. He's very, very clear how he's going to do it. So you don't even know I'm serious, know what I'm talking about. You don't even have a clue who I am. It's like you got your punchlines for days, so generic your flow, you're too cold, you're aged. You got punchlines for days, so generic your flow, you're too cold, you're aged. You know what he's basically saying? Is that I'm the joke. In the end, Isaiah Rashad is the joke. Lived hard, died young, so sad. Another young person killed himself, poisoned prescriptions and pills. He took pills, he took drugs, he took alcohol, compromising position. He ate a gun, a 9mm wasn't registered. Oh, TMZ tonight, local story, Twitter feed. Let's have a reunion, a memorial for him. Great music, couldn't keep it together. And he ends off like this. And I'm so misrepresented by blanks that claim trill. Found this out also. Trill stands for true plus real. And A Souls was never in it. And I'm so misrepresented by blanks that claim trill, true plus real. They Souls was never in it. What he's telling me is I don't have any real friends. They're not true, and they're not real in the end. They're not there for me. This is why I'm alone. Walk through a city alone, because I don't really, in the end, I have nobody. I have no friends. What they are is fake, false, useless, not true, not a friend. That's the real issue. This song is so powerful and so wide open because it makes so much sense on so many levels. He's telling you how he's feeling, and the comments exploded because a lot of people felt, this guy's talking to me. I can relate to this. I have felt alone. I have felt I have nobody. I have felt I was without a father. I have felt that my life was going nowhere. I have felt suicidal. Here's how I would hurt myself. Now, here's the thing also. When he was doing a promotion, for the Sun's tirade, he revealed he was addicted to Xanax and alcohol. That's not a good combination. Xanax is used for anxiety and panic disorders, and alcohol could kill you. And was suffering from depression, anxiety, and isolation during the time between the release of Sylvia Demo and the Sun's tirade. He further stated he screwed up, that wasn't the word he used, and almost got dropped from TDE, Top Dog Entertainment, a total of 3 times during the recording of his album because he had addiction issues. In an interview with Vice, Rashad revealed that at 19 he had suicidal tendencies and attempted suicide a few times. However, he chickened out, which is very vague, saying it was just one of the many adventurous moments in his life. Ha 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 ha. That's not an adventure. That's a ride straight into hell. And what he's saying is, I need help. And, he talks about what his father gave him. What did he give him? Addiction and alcoholism. That's what he got from dad. Mother raised him, smoked weed with him, became his best friend because she had to take on the role of the father. Other songs talk about his relationship with his father. And here's the kicker, Isaiah. Here's the strangest thing of all. You're walking in the snow, okay? I did the same thing, okay, 40 years ago in 1978 when I was 15 years old. I don't know if I walked the same streets as you. I think I might have walked 1 or 2. Did a lot of walking. And I put on my Timberlands, 2 pairs of socks, heavy pair of blue jeans, a sweatshirt, a hoodie, baseball cap, heavy jacket, and I go walking because things are bad in my house. Problems with my father, hit my mom, scream my sister and myself. And I would walk during those snowstorms all over the city, or at least where I was living in Brooklyn, and take a bus through neighborhood and just walk for miles. Look for parks like you did, because they'd be empty, just a lot of snow, nobody there. And think, am I alone? Where am I going? What's my future? What's my path? So 40 years later, Isaiah, you did the exact same thing I did 40 years ago. You wrote a song and you put a video together. Kudos to you, because your song captured perfectly the angst that young people have. And when I was young, I had the same issues as you. Not to that extent of being suicidal, not that being depressed and taking pills. I wasn't that far removed. I understand the brilliance of the song. So I'm telling you now, everybody, we're releasing more stuff. There's more stuff to come. I'm going to have another video by next week, a teaser video about something that we're going to be doing. I don't want to give anything away and not be clear about the dates. But it's going to be talking about fathers. I'm going to talk about my own father, myself as a father, still yelling at my kids, trying to motivate them and push them and have a relationship with my kids, what you can do as a father, who needs to watch it, what's the purpose of it. It'll be like 5 to 7 minutes. Won't be a song, won't be about a movie. Won't be about that. It's going to just be about what we're going to be producing, and we want you all to be a part of it. I don't want to give anything too much away until we have everything really defined. But this is where it's going. We're reaching the crescendo, and Isaiah Rashad with Heavenly Father is getting us there. So thank you, Isaiah. Great song. We're going to cover other songs by him because he's a great artist, not an argument. But he opens himself up to share his trials and tribulations with you, the audience, and we're trying to do the same thing here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Tell us again. We're getting more and more comments, and they're really insightful, and they're really deep. Tell us how you feel about your own father. Did you have a father that looked out for you? How do you define yourself as a man? Do you want to be a father? What are you confused about being a father? Share with us, because you guys know by now, if you write, I write back. Not right away, but I always write back. So I love your comments. One-liners, we've had some like as long as 6 paragraphs. Who cares? They're all great. Continue to write in. Continue to view. Thank you, thank you, thank you. SUNRIDGE of Nevada, we're out of here with new stuff coming in all the time. Thank you.